Let's take a closer look now at how the Obama administration is tackling the thorny issue of North Korea's nuclear program. And joining us is Leon Siegel of the Social Science Research Council in New York. Thank you for coming on the program. Good to see you again.
Thanks.
The president said today that he is going to be sending an envoy to North Korea as early as next month. How significant is that?
Well, that's very significant, and it's very good news, because the only way we can fix the North Korean problem is through negotiation. And the sooner the negotiations get underway, the sooner we get to see what the North Koreans want in return for stopping their nuclear programs first, dismantling them, dismantling their missile programs as well.
And how extensive is Pyongyang's nuclear program? How many weapons do they have, and how many more do you think that they're capable of producing in the not too distant future?
Well, that's very important, because they don't have a lot, and they need to test their weapons more in order to get something they can mount on a missile. To do that, they really need to restart making more plutonium. And the most important thing that's happened is, for the last year, they haven't restarted their reactor at Yongbyon, which is the only way they have to make more nuclear material. So they have been exercising some restraint. The first order of business is making sure to make that permanent, and then move on to dismantle the facilities that make fissile material.
Now, you recently met with a North Korean delegation in New York. Give us briefly some insight into some of the issues that came up, and are they ready to talk about an agreement?
Oh, I think they were clearly ready to negotiate, and not just, by the way, with the United States. They want bilateral talks with South Korea, and they want bilateral talks with Japan. They want to make sure that all of us are moving to a new policy toward them. What this is about, in their view, is we have been treating them like an enemy. The only way they're going to feel secure is if we give very clear evidence we're moving away from what they call a hostile policy. In return,
what do they think is going to be different this time? How does the United States and its allies know that they won't renege, even if they felt that we have reneged in the past? How do we get beyond this tit-for-tat kind of thing that's going on?
Well, neither side can trust one another, and that's why both sides have to live up to agreements. Are we sure that they will live up to an agreement? No. But the way you make sure is you don't try to be the first to renege. You play through and see if they live up to the agreements. And that's something we haven't done.
Okay. Leon Siegel, thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.